want to shout out to the VIP. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Let's go over the details on Bitcoin. Let's talk about altcoins. Let's go through all the trades today. I want to shout out to all the VIP, particularly want to shout out to Sean. 125%, guys, on LBank. It's what we're trading on. Congratulations, Sean. Also want to shout out to Richard. Richard just, I think, closed the day out with 35%, 35.87 on a long. Way to go. If you guys are new to trading or if you're experienced, please go ahead and hit the like button. We're going to go through the technical analysis, guys. Technical analytics in terms of that, guys. Not financial advice. You guys know that. We're going to go through BTC. And very interesting in terms of the price action. We've hit down on the 30-minute Fibonacci down to the classic 86% retracement. Shout out to the VIP. That's one of our special levels. I'm not sure that you guys even know the 86, but go to the 30-minute time frame on the lines. And if you'll look at this feature, it's very interesting going into the 5-minute. We have broken out of, without too much action thus far, we have broken out of a wedge formation. So we're going to talk about the implications of this, what would be the upside or downside. I want to shout out to the VIP as well, because I sent you guys this wedge right before breakout. So that was the last thing I sent you guys before giving you a break kind of towards the evening on Friday. So if you played that, you know, you probably had a quick flip up and out, but looks like we're getting a little bit of a challenge on momentum. So we'll go through the pattern formation and see kind of what's in store for Bitcoin. Hope you guys are doing well. It is officially the start of the weekend, right? Thankfully, it's a good thing. I'm excited, guys. And let me plug into the chat to see who may be here. And let me see what we got going on. Kind of a late stream. If you guys want to shout out in the chats and let me know what's up, VIP, bam. I'll just say that in the chats. And shout out to Angel. Angel, brother, how are you? Hope you're doing well in terms of trades. I know you're doing great. The interesting thing, and I want this on the record, guys, the Dow had the biggest drop thus far this year. You guys know that. The Dow had the heaviest kind of a heavyweight sell-off. You guys know that. And I think the overall markets are really affecting BTC clearly. We can run some correlatives, etc. But it's just really important that I look at VIP. And if you guys have been listening to the streams, etc., that you'll remember heaviest day in thus far in history for this year, right? For this year, we'll say for this year in terms of sell-off. And VIP were focused on leverage. We were focused on, remember, the Rolex challenge. You guys know that. I gave you the Rolex challenge in terms of real light leverage trades, right? I said like $20, $50. I know some of you guys are trading more heavily on longs or shorts, but in terms of that, we could have just gone to USDT. Someone had mentioned that, USDT. I'm not even sure it was in the framework of everything to USDT. But in terms of this drop, it was just, this has been a hefty drop. All right, as we put it in context, let's go back. So I'm excited. All to say about the Rolex challenge, that idea to trade yourself up to a watch, right? Trade yourself up to, start with $500, trade with $50 a piece, just limited to $50 a piece. And yeah, that limitation factor is huge. As I see the downward price action here, I'm just excited. We'll remember the Rolex challenge, right? The biggest drop for the Dow in 2022 thus far. Freddie's in the house, my man. What's up, Freddie? Thanks for shouting out, my man. Means a lot. Bam. What's going on, my man? VIP. Let me see. I finally have time to chart and spend time with VIP. Let the weekend begin. Yes, that is excellent. Bam. Great news. Freddie, that's like a big relief when you have time to do that. It's huge. Looking at the framework here, again, reviewing the ascending wedge. The ascending wedge. Again here, the ascending wedge. This is a really severe wedge, guys. This is about as severe as you could expect in terms of price action without a flat out, and we do get these at times. Do you guys know that? If you're working down, just so that we put this in context, because we have three varieties of ascending wedges here, right? That Bitcoin has really triumphed, really powered up and through with a small capitulation, powered up and through with almost no capitulation. We do see a return to, once we beat this wedge, we do see a return to this peak area, right? That's an important thing to note, that after this wedge, rising wedge, we do see a return to this area. We note that frequently. We note that with frequency, guys. And once again, I want to shout out to Richard. Richard, what's up? I appreciate you sharing this. This is sweet, dude. What's up? 35%? Bam. Richard in kind of a formal certification training, etc. right now, and still just booking trades That's totally VIP, man. It's totally cool. It's way cool. You know that, huh? And all the VIP are like, yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? Just and I say that to Angel all the time. We chat back and forth frequently, and I just tell him, I just booked a trade, that's it. Or I'll tell VIP, I booked a trade, that's it. And I could have maybe gotten more. I could have, sat and waited at this. And then I was like, but I don't want the market to take my time. And becoming more efficient, right? More results in less time. That's the idea with 2022, honing those skills so that we can take advantage of the time factor, right, and make it work for us and not against us. Interesting to 86, just to recall again here, as you guys filter in and hit the like button if you can. I know that we don't talk about that much or really do it, but hit that like button. Appreciate it. Exclusive stream, VIP membership, just so that gives you access if you're brand new to this stream, guys. If you're brand new, gives you access to the back room with the charts, etc. That was a live peer, or LRC, just looking consistently at trades, look consistently at potential bull flags, potentially potential moves. It's that camaraderie in the back, kind of the trade group. Just a great place to have fun. We charge for it, just so you know, because we don't want any riffraff in there. That's it. We want people who are capable of trading, or at least want to learn, right? Who requirement is that you want to beat the market. So hit that join button if you guys are find yourself in that category that you want to beat the market. Very important. So looking at this framework, and what else for some reason I have had this feeling, guys, for the last 2 hours, and I have to share it with you. I've had this feeling that I'm missing something in the market. I don't know if you guys have had that feeling before. It's like, what am I missing? There's some coin I should be looking at. There's something else not on my charts. It's like, what am I missing right now? I've looked at SHIB. I've done an update. I've looked at Gala. I've done an update. I have looked at. I'm trying to think of anything off the wall that I might not have looked at, like Doge. I've looked at Doge. Right, we're very close to being a long support on Doge. I've looked at USDT.D. I've looked at market dominance of Tether. And we discussed that yesterday in terms of that carry down function, this internal, and shout out to Pathfinder. He's been great at reminding about Tether. Dominance is huge. As we look at Tether going up, crypto price going down. We look at a bullish feature on Tether right now, which could go up, and with probability in terms of that formation, at least on the daily. Some variation on the 4-hourly and other time frames, right? Some variation. But as we look at these features, the negative correlation, or the fact they move in different directions, crypto prices versus, let's say crypto prices versus USDT.D or Tether dominance. So I've looked at SHIB, right? SHIB, that's good. We've looked at Kyber. Good gosh, guys. Can Kyber quit? I'm just curious. We just caught late under Kuiper with this move here. That's about 50% ago, about 2 weeks ago. But you have to admit, everyone has to admit that almost feels like old Luna days. Something's going on with it, right? It's going through a heavy price action to the upside. Just won't quit. Every time we turn around, it's like Kuiper's up another 5, sometimes 5 to 8 to 10%. It's really rolling well. Luna. Great day with Luna. If you didn't catch the upside, hopefully you caught the downside. I caught two shorts, each one over 20%, just because I would turn around and it went off. I'm like, shoot. But that's a good thing about the market, if you can trade it from both sides. And shout out to Angel on Luna 2021. Our targets of $4.06. Pretty sweet, right? Pretty sweet. So right now at about about 93 cents. In terms of price action there, a little bit of an expanding wedge there. We'd like that to tighten up somehow. It's going to have to get a little creative, as Luna can do normally with aggressive price action. Luna can find its own way up if it wants up. We know that, and it gets a little bit. It can get beyond creative. It can just muscle through a lot of bearish patterns. So that's why we like to trade it. GMT. We can look at GMT. Let's look at GMT also. What have I looked at? Gala, Phantom, Rose. What's Rose doing? That's an interesting question. We may want to look at Rose in a bit. I'm trying to think. Oasis Rose. GMT. Just a little bit of I remember what we were going to look at. This is what we were going to look at in just going through the different coins. I'm like, there's something. Yeah, we talked about it today. It's a big deal on Bitcoin. You guys, let's go through this real quickly. We were going through, kind of what the targets are, what we're looking at. Okay, we have in terms of the, let's say the daily. We need to look at the daily, but then we're going to look at the weekly, right? That weekly is pretty important, guys. I'm going to flip this real quickly just to take a non-biased look at a flag, because I am biased. Every time I look at a bear flag, I just don't get it. I'm not bearish in nature. You know, it's not my deal. It's not what I want to. It's just not me as much. I can short. Right, I did today on Luna a few times. I missed a move here or there in terms of its move to the upside. I was driving or going to the gym or buying some stogies or something. It was what it was. Let's look at this on the daily real quickly. And yeah, this is important. Let's take a look at this, guys. This is important. Let's take a look at where we're framed right now. Because on that we have, on the daily, it looks like we have set the daily beyond the specific line of, it's going to be support, right? So we're up and over with a hitch, essentially up and over that specific line. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, if we were to get into the framework here. Okay, in terms of the line of support on the daily for Bitcoin, is important. Yeah, we have set a candle underneath such. Okay, so we've tried to recoup and we are down below. This is an important deal for BTC. Alrighty. This is the start. This is a good introduction to conversation. And let me see if what else we got here. Let me look at the chats, and I just want to say shout out to the VIP because we got me and Freddie. I know Angel's in the background. You always know that Freddie, he's always chilling. Okay, just so you know. Let's see what we got. Shout out to the VIP. I hope you guys are having a good start to your weekend, and I hope your trading has gone good. Let me say well. Pardon about that. Has gone well. Bam. There we go. And let's see. So this is a big move here. Okay, beyond that level of support. Let's see this. All right, beyond that level of support. Now, in let's say in connection with what we discussed, I want to discuss this with you guys. And this is okay. This is an okay thing to discuss in terms of what we're looking at below that level that really hasn't been discussed much. The weekly, right? The weekly has an interesting line of support incoming. Now, that has nothing to do with a bear flag, all right? And it's interesting as we look at the weekly because a little bit of a differentiation here. It coincides quite well with that 100 exponential moving average, which is in red, if you guys will recall that. So we do have the 100 exponential moving average incoming. All right. And in terms of the level of support, it just is guys, that's a strong level of support on the weekly, right? So I don't want to dismiss the bear flag. I don't want to do that. And you can say, well, leave it to a bear. He's going to, to a bull. He's going to do that. The bears will be all over the dang thing, right? They're excited. They're shorting. They're getting into it. But in terms of us, like we hammer into lines of resistance. Like we power into trades a lot of times. That's what we do. So, in terms of the bulls, you're not going to find too much more in terms of guys, real strong bulls than in VIP. Angel, shout out. Bitcoin at $7.79. You've learned to deal with kind of market emotion, right? So I would also like to, on the daily, just so you guys see what I'm looking at on Bitcoin that may not be real apparent, that may not just jump out at everybody, right? So I would look at that specific line from the weekly, and that's an interesting line to look at if we really hone into this. Let's do this just so we do the technical analytics on it. Let's do the analysis on it and make sure that we agree. If you guys have something else to add, you let me know, without a doubt. Okay. In terms of this line being from the weekly, we'll just confirm that. Let's see what we got here. There we go. We tighten it up just a touch. We'll tighten it up. Okay, so that's from the weekly. That's the line of support from the weekly. All right, and could even say we have another line here. There we go, from the weekly. These are two lines of support from the weekly, just to frame the price action from the weekly. Looking at the daily and bringing over the weekly lines, first of all, we can just apply those and see kind of that internal line of support here on the daily, with two external features here, just in terms of kind of outlying events, kind of spillovers, in terms of just the majority of the price action is contained at this level, right? And that's an important level because it would operate as a catch. If we were trading this as a bull flag, you guys know this, if we were trading this as a bull flag, we would definitely be interested in any kind of a top line that could act as a frustration, right? And we would also not necessarily like this on a bull flag. You guys know that? If we were trading a bull flag here, we wouldn't necessarily like that. Okay, so here we go with this, and we can bring down the thing that gets you on it is I say the thing that the argument in favor of the flag is that when we do draw from that peak down to the angles, the angles are interesting. I'll say that. Okay, it's a pretty complicated flag structure because when we draw from that peak down through the price action, okay, we're getting a nice conformance here. We still have an outlier event here, okay? That's encapsulated by that weekly, believe it or not. Okay, so if you draw that weekly on your specific charts, okay, I believe it's going to give you a real nice designation in terms of these features along the near across the top here of this price action. It's going to be representative of that dynamic of kind of this cut through angle that Bitcoin is going to have to get down and below. That's not real obvious to I'd say that's not real obvious on the daily charts. Okay, so I would definitely recommend that you take a look at those lines from the weekly, as they are expressed lines of support that are not indicated on the smaller time frames. Okay, they are, but to the extent that they're really strongly registered with weekly, right? With a weekly, bam, bam, pivots here. I want you guys to be aware of those levels of support because those are key features in terms of guys, price support. We've had a lot of support in this zone, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, really almost 7, 8. As we look at this on the candle wicks, we also have this entirely lower registered level here by the candle wicks to scope into, right? So we're not in free fall mode right now. Period. We're just not in free fall mode right now. The biggest complication that we have is the daily line chart. The daily line chart is the biggest, I'd say it's complicating right now immediately, and I'll just say immediately complicating right now because we do have a breach of this specific level of established support. So the fact that we have set the day with a restart, how old is it? About a couple hours into the day on restart. I just want you guys to, yes, pay attention to the fact that we have breached this technical line of support, but realize there are other lines of support kind of immediately incoming. So that's important for us to discuss. Is that while maybe most of the market may be looking at this specified framework, there's a lot more going on here in this zone. Particularly, again, we're going to discuss this before there's any type of a free fall, right? Any type of a free fall. Bitcoin in free fall, just boom, right? The whole thing through the floor, right? Before we get there, we have this huge notion of the 50% retracement. The 50% retracement, guys. Yes, before we were to get to absolute free fall, we have the 50% retracement target that has provided multiple trade opportunities. You guys know that, huge trade opportunities. So we have a kind of a bull a waiting area here on this 50% retracement were to be able to really dig down into that level. Of course, we do have the golden pocket below. We talk about capital structuring. You guys know that. In terms of just basics of the market, anything with a lot of volatility. A lot of VIP have told me if we could just get to the golden pocket below, it'd be great. Man, that'd be great. I look back at some of the market issues. in Bitcoin as we discuss it, it's important to realize, what happened in 2018, right? The market, overall equities, boom, fell apart, didn't they? They really did, right? It was the biggest drop, biggest fallout since in a 10-year time period. Before then, it was 2008 was a big market fallout. So this big fallout in 2018, right? And it was like the biggest fallout in 10 years. This specific move down here, bam, was 2020 with COVID. You guys know, with the whole planetary shutdown, bam. So when we think of, when we look at opportunities to really get down in here, you guys know that it's like, well, we're going to have literally like a 10-year market crash, a planetary shutdown, and to the extent that that's something like that, market cataclysm is in order. Hey, we'd be happy to pick up Bitcoin at at a lower price. But it's as I look at the dynamics, to the extent that to the extent that the equities hold, I think we all agree. I mean, today was a rough day with the Dow, right? It's had a bounce back. The whole thing has had a continual bounce back. I just say dynamic to it recently with equities. It's like they just haven't wanted to really give up. With that said, there's a lot of people that are down, and I mean down in equities, guys. You think crypto's tough? There are a lot of people that are really down in equities. So shout out if you are holding your equities. Those things bounce back a lot of times. That's why you invest in good stuff. That's what I hear. That's just what I hear. So in terms of like capital structuring, like let's just call this like level here of active exposure. Bam, willing just to throw the plates on. If we could get to a lower level, be beautiful, right? But I'm gonna just say, guys, before any of this down, let's say just really strongly downward strategies begin to play out here. People are focused on the 78.6 at $15,000 Bitcoin, right? Guys, we got a ways to go. Okay, we got a long way to go. So the fact that we're pushing into or beyond a level of support is noted. We register that without a doubt, and we just definitely want to pay attention to opportunities to I say what we say, just opportunities to mitigate loss if BTC is going to be moving to the downside. We don't want to be overexposed in our trades, okay? I'm just going to tell you that in terms of, especially if you're going in long positions, etc. Now, this is a technical moment where, and again, we've been here 2 or 3 different times, and it's probably cost some money to those involved in terms of a bearish feature trying to break down. This is the first time we've set underneath a level of support. It's just differentiated to the same complications we would have with trading a bull flag here are the same complications that register in terms of the bears engaging in shorts. It's the same issues. We would look at each preceding intermittent high at this level, any the cross lines of support, any primary lines, for instance, from other time frames. Okay, if we would turn this, let me turn this real bright here. This specified level from the, let me just turn it like that. In terms of that level from the weekly. So we're up against like a weekly high time frame level of, it would be resistance. We wouldn't like that, right? Like we got a ways to go, right? So we've broken out of a smaller feature here. That's positive. Like, but we have to break this line is what we know. So that would be the threshold that we're looking at now. And in addition, we would say if we're really cranky above this, we also have to, in line with this preceding high, it's like we have to get through this level. That's a big level. That's the 50% retracement, right? I always say, hey, you guys know this, when we talk about shorts, right, it going down, it's an inverted price right now, inverted chart. I say that your Fibonacci retracements act as your resistance. Okay, they're going to be. This is going to be a resistance to you because you're going to want to get below it. Okay, so when people are stepping in with orders, you have to push through people with orders. That's not easy. So your Fibonacci retracements are your levels of resistance when you're shorting, right? So, and that's just a little bit of commentary on that. And I wanted just to provide that framework to everyone here, particularly the weekly, because I just we haven't addressed it Thus, it's been underaddressed. I'll tell you that, right? It's just that is a key. I'd say a key level. We're also looking at something on the weekly that I'd say, guys, it's not a clear bear flag on the weekly. It's just not. It's not indicative of a bear flag on the weekly. We may have more of an expansion going on in terms of wedge expansion. We may have the residual, really, as we look at it, strongly stated, I'd say a residual of a failed attempt at a coil reversal. That's symmetrical triangulation we were looking at, with a little bit of an overplay to the upside, in line with that support line carry up to the resistance. So in line with the move, we have a failed. We did discuss this as well. You guys will recall this when you were listening in this zone. Do you guys remember this? Because we specifically went over this as we were talking about. This is a good moment here, as we were talking about the symmetrical triangulation on the daily, or on the weekly rather. You guys remember on that weekly? It was on the weekly, and talking about the potential carry up feature of a symmetrical triangulation. And the fact, and this was back when price was in here, right? It was just formulating and getting up out of this symmetrical triangulation. We had hit 1, 2 right here. We'll hit 1, 2 on resistance, hit 1, 2, 3 on support. And you guys will remember we had the discussion in terms of the fact that a failed coil or a failed symmetrical triangle can turn into a bear flag. So I remember that specifically. I think you guys will too. Yeah, VIP, I know some of you are like, yep, we discussed that without a doubt. So that is what has occurred on the market. We have just a level, guys, I'm just not sold on it yet. I just have to tell you, honestly, me personally, I am not sold on hugely lower prices right now. That's just not, if the Fed opens up, it's the microphone on Monday or next week and says that, all hail Caesar, and it's taken over all the, it's going to do what it's going to do in terms of more aggressive action, whatever it may do. I don't know, but if it goes really nuts, if it really does something drastic in terms of rates or et cetera, and really scares everybody, potentially, potentially that could change the framework. I'm just not sold given the technicals right now. I'm just not really sold. That's with us having, and I'm just saying this, guys, with us having already breached this line on the daily. There's just more. You have more in terms of the price of BTC. You have more levels right now. There's more support to go. There's more. If we're trading this, and I would it would be the same if we're doing this if we were trading a flag right now. Yes, we're up and out. We have other levels of resistance to get through. It's not an all-in situation, right? This is essentially the type of discussion that you would get. We could, for instance, as easily here, get wrapped up on the daily into some additional features that have to deal with, let's say, preceding levels of support that haven't really been discussed yet, right? Some different angles in here that we could catch at, as we would talk about this as well. We have a lot of different levels that could come into play right now that honestly, it bears a little bit of I'd say just at least discussion, that it's not a free and open, clear run to the downside. That's all. That's probably the best way I can say it. I'm just not sold on significantly lower prices, and I mean like golden pocket, guys, is going to be rough to get to. It's going to be rough to get through. That's just the bottom line. And again, without near cataclysm, like we had huge pour down here in 2020. Let's say that was wasn't that March, March, April? It was April, right? March to April, March 20th. That's right. In terms of the world shutdown, bam, right? In terms of the preceding the biggest stock market drop in 10 years, boom, 2018, right? So, to the extent that we're in for the levels that we discussed, I'd say precedingly, in terms of a 200 weekly moving average, in terms of either the golden pocket or the 786, sure, 15 grand, sure, that'd be great. Okay. The one thing we know, if we go there, if we ever go to those levels, we're ready with heavy reserve cash. Period. VIP way to be, guys. You know that for a fact. Let everybody else go into a conniption fit or whatever you call it. Just let them all go nuts with fear and sweating and whatever. We're fine. We have heavy reserve capital. I do heavy reserve capital. You guys have heavy reserve capital, like I know Angel does. Like that's just the way we are. So if we go down, okay, cool. High five, bam. You guys, we got some more Bitcoin products, etc. On altcoins could just be phenomenal. I tell you, if we could get lower, altcoins could be phenomenal. Wait time, absolutely. And you guys know this. Just to completely forget about the wait time of the next cycle for whichever altcoins you're looking at, but the prices could be phenomenal, right? A lot of the altcoins just hit into a 786, I say a 786 level. That's already pretty low, guys. Some of them some of them hit down. Sorry for that noise. I can't do that. I just plugged in. I'm sorry about that. I plugged my phone in to recharge it to the computer, and you guys remember last time I did that. I think I shorted out the. Probably took down the internet in the local like 5 surrounding counties, whatever that was. I don't know. I forgot what happened. You guys, something happened last time I plugged in my cell phone to recharge it, so I hit a wall charger. So all I'm going to say, if prices go down like severely, beautiful targets. That's it. Below targets. I'm not sold on BTC. Just absolutely about to just hammer down like, we're going to have a day where BTC's down 37%. Now, if it does, if it would please, orders waiting at lower levels. Period. You guys remember the 38.2 pickup? This is sweet, huh? You have to understand, guys. People who target huge pickup here at the lower levels. 20% in a day kind of pickup. That's sweet. That's nice, right? And I never hear anybody, and I don't listen to anybody else, period. But on CNBC or Bloomberg, I never hear anybody, when they say it's going down, talking about orders waiting at lower levels. No one ever discusses having a limit order in at a lower level ready to get picked up by the market. So if you could get into that occasion where everything looks like it's screaming down towards you, you're actually excited. It's like, come on with it. You guys know this. I never hear anybody, like I'm talking about, like put whatever pro or trader or invest, whatever it is, on the TV or like professional Bloomberg. I don't read about it most of the time in Wall Street Journal or anything else. No, it's like with orders waiting, with heavy cash, bam, ready to engage, right? So I don't hear that anywhere, guys. It completely baffles my mind. It's a hold mentality with zero trade. Is no trading. No one wanting even value. No one. Have you guys heard that? Well, we might run into an acquisition zone. Microsoft, it could pull back another 10%. Might fall into an acquisition zone that we could consider additional accumulate, but whatever. We have orders waiting. Boom, right? Orders waiting. Bam, at that 38.2. Pick up. Bam, 20%. Boosh, one day. Sweet, right? Cash stacked. Boosh, doosh, just 50% cash waiting. 61.8. Yeah, orders are waiting. The 65th, right? Either one of those, both. Golden pocket level, right? 78.6. Man, it's just not. It's not going to, guys. I'm just gonna say that. Just call me wrong. If it can flash drive down 61% in a day and hit and pick up orders, that'd just be fantastic. If it wants to do that and pick up orders and deliver 165% back, beautiful. Let's watch that happen. But there's a threshold. We'd have to really crawl down towards some level like that, guys. I'm gonna say at least in that general direction to get past through this primary effort here. But the bottom line is, the question ultimately is it going up or going down, London? Or people ask you, is it going up or going down? Let them be wrong. Let everybody be right. Let them be wrong. What's the most important thing? Orders waiting at lower levels. Period. Like, does that change the scope here in terms of like, well, you know, which way is the wind going to blow tomorrow? You know, it's not exactly like that. We get into some pattern diagnostics, and you guys know it's a little bit different than that, right? In terms of the expectations of the market, in terms of catching the low, right? It's important. As we would look at the framework here, you know, and we've got technicals for, you know, for the lot of trading, right? And that's what we're going to focus on in 2022. I want to shout out, pardon me, to all the VIP. And I just want everyone to think, while we've broken down technically from that line of support on the daily, lower levels, well, first thing that comes to mind, targets. That's it. Targets, waiting. I always say buy at support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns, right? And hit your targets. Period. You guys know this. So, yeah, that's a technical line that's been broken. We have another level of support from that weekly. Just make sure that you're aware of that level of support, okay? And BTC at 39,519. This, remember, got really, really, really down and out. Everyone just ready to capitulate a whole nother level. Boom, on the back, we caught that small ascending triangle, right? So we're going to be on this, okay? We're going to be on this in the back. Okie dokie. Deal? You guys know us, Bitcoin spike. We caught this in the back. Everybody else running for the hills, right? I come in the back and, hey, small little ascending triangle. And you guys understand the pour down function and trajectory here. I'm like, hey, guys, small little ascending triangle. Everybody's like, bear flag. But even the guy, the VIP in the back, are like, we're in a bear flag. I'm like, hey, guys, what about a little ascending triangle? Boom. All right, so we're going to be on this in the back. Deal, guys. In terms of let's see what we got here going on in the markets. Let's see what else we got going on. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a good week. Yes, we're technically beyond a level of support. Other levels seem to be in and around. They just seem to be in and around. Man, I mean, orders waiting at the 50% retracement. Wow. I wonder who would have orders waiting at the 50% retracement. I mean, probably the guys that know what they're doing, huh? I would imagine they'd have orders waiting at that 50% retracement. Well, would. Look at Kyber. It's doing well. I just want to look at it because it's just going ballistically. Like, it's doing well, guys. We got to pay attention to something that's doing well like that. Luna, I'd like a little bit better patterning, but such is the name of the game with Luna. We'd like to recoup in all-time high territory. That would be great. Remember that we're just coming out of that specified channel framework to the upside. Met the downside target on Fib. You guys know that on Fibonacci. That was the, I want to say, golden pocket, right? There we go. In line with that preceding level breakout. Boom. Real easy. Bull flag on into price framework, right? And what do we have? Upward sloping channel at some point becomes bearish. Buyers can normally not sustain such price action. So amplitude moved down from preceding breakout to the high. We have golden pocket hit. So this is a nice hit. You guys know that. And we projected that out beforehand in terms of the move down, up 28% now. Not bad. And if you catch all of that, a portion of that on leverage or on your even your 3L, 5L coins or your 10x or 5x or whatever it may be, that's a big move to work with, right? You don't have to catch all of it. You guys know that. Another chart with Luna I wanted to go over. Just important because it got some action today. For the record, it opened up well. Looking at this framework on the daily, it'd be nice to compete up to the level of resistance here. Okay, it'd be incredible to beat this rising wedge. It's definitely indicated. It would be nice to see us perform up to the level of resistance. That'd be sweet. All right, we're gonna have to get some better indications. I'd say in terms of how it wants to operate in line with some additional patterning from this level, i.e., could we establish a flat top? That'd be nice, just to prove we have some buyers in the market, or at least get up to the preceding high here. That'd be nice, without just developing a macro bear structure, right? We don't want to come into another. If we look at the price action from today, we don't really want to establish another like rising wedge. We had a couple of those today. I shorted Luna twice today just because I missed its price action. Or yesterday, I missed its price action, and it wasn't anything like, oh, I want to short Luna. It's going to go. It was completely like non-emotional. It was just one of those deals. I missed it had just gone up. Bam, I missed it. I'm like, so I got to get into it. I got to get I got to get the trade in. So I hit a few for each one over 20%. It was nice, just small percent. Wasn't a 100% gain or a 200% gain. But in terms of the overall day, I'm very satisfied with it. So I hope you guys are as well in terms of your trades, that you can say that at the end of every day is that you're very satisfied with your trades. Very important, right? So here's some additional patterning. Some point I want to see buyers begin to initiate, move back to the upside. A downward sloping channel is technically bullish, just so that we know that. Technically bullish. We would like a stronger move into the upside here. We're not crazy about this move here. Like, this feels like an underperformance. We kick up. It is Luna, right? So we're used to technicals that do frustrate a bit. So as we look at this, though, we like price to slam in, bam, to the upside. And the real reason for that is we'd like to repeat the move to the upside, right? That's the optimal, as we discuss it very, very obviously. We like to repeat the move to the upside. Boom, preceding move, bam, right to the upside. And normally with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least, up and out. So to the extent that this is problematic here, it just can become such. We start to look at definitely looking at the preceding moves here, looking at is that possible to work or function as a limitation in this zone, right? The more that we're rounding over that unattractive feature of the development of the pricing or the patterning, well, the more hesitant the buyers are or the traders are to say, well, yes, I'm looking at a full completion to the upside, right? And if we were to experience an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up and out, we may be at threshold to where we could complete the preceding move and not run into this level of resistance. But that's just on the map. So it's normally why we like a strong move. Bam, straight trajectory, boom, into resistance support, and up. So we can discuss the other, I'd say, implications of angulation of the channel. We can discuss, this is angled out, it's kind of rounding over as well. We normally like, in addition to that, I'll go ahead and discuss it. I'm just deciding, do I really want to get into like bull flag 101, right? We typically like something, featured kind of like this. I'd say that's about as textbook as we can get. Now, we don't always get the textbook, right? We don't always get that 100%. All the buyers, everybody in the market is jumping up and down and going crazy over this specific pattern, right? It's not the way it is. This is normally what we're looking at. So it's within threshold. People are traders are looking at it. You guys know that. So BTC at a level of support, near a level of support on the weekly. Let's just say that, near a level of support on the weekly. Now, USDT.D, interesting on the daily or time frames, just are running havoc on the market right now. From the weekly to the daily, from the daily to the 4 hourly on BTC, you're going to have two different answers. I'm just going to tell you guys. We can talk about it, which is the strongest time frame. We're going to have two different answers. Are we even outside, if we look at USDT.D, which looks extremely, extremely bullish for tether dominance, right? Extremely. On the daily, that's on the daily chart. Clear, we just went over the bull flag. Bam, move to the upside, downward sloping channel. And let's look at the hourly. And that's the daily. This would be the hourly. Now, the hourly has a completely different framework to look at, right? Something that's really difficult normally if we're buying to complete to the upside, right? We'd like the straight channel down formation. We like what we're seeing on the daily if we're buyers, right? This is something we're scheduled into. So it's just the clear example of the presence of risk, right? It is. As we look at different time frames, as we look at different solutions to the same problem the market is all involved in, we look at a higher level resistance that's actually indicated on the daily. With that said, the boilerplate answer, and you have to just say this because the more that we've let the daily kind of govern things, guys, the daily's been pretty strong. We have to admit that the daily has been very strong on Bitcoin, especially. It really has. And the more I've stuck to that, and you guys will remember over the preceding number of months here, the more I've stuck to really the daily, it's been strong. You know that. With the understanding that the daily has been strong on Bitcoin. However, uh, down to like the 5-minute time frame in here on preceding retrace. That's the biggest retrace, the most public retrace Bitcoin's ever had. The 5-minute retrace, right? Down the 5-minute time frame retrace picked up that little ascending triangle. Big deal. So yeah, the big charts govern everything else, but that laser eye focus into the lower time frames was crucial. With that said, also remember the weekly on, and we just to review, just to put this in context as we have this discussion. It's an important discussion to have right now with BTC. The preceding, in terms of this, just the constricted nature here. And you say, well, that doesn't look like much anything. It's the weekly. I mean, look at the weekly. It's got all different types of, the structuring is very rudimentary, very simplistic, right? So this formation in here that we found, you say, well, that's, you can look back on it and say it's nothing right now. So I disagree with that. You can't disagree with the facts. Finding this in this zone when it was right in here and watching it slam back up and pull, just catapult to the upside, no one can argue with us. People who don't know us can argue with us. But we found the descending wedge on the weekly. So period. That's it. It was under $30,000. There's proof of it, right? So let them go do what they want to do. Let people complain and not like us because we do stuff. But that's the bottom line. Is the weekly again? The bottom line is this: the weekly. To bring that up, the weekly was important, hugely important. So to set effect, let's just turn this green. Let's turn this real green. Let's this level of support. Let's level this up and heavy duty that up, and that's our level of support. Okay, we have whatnot going on the daily. Okay, we just do, and it's clear. It's going on. As we understand it, we have. This is our daily. I'm going to lock it down, okay? Bam. That's the line from the weekly on the daily. I'm locking down the weekly line, okay, on our daily chart, okay? So let's get through 4 hourly. The point goes, right? And if you look at the daily, this is one of the problems, okay, in terms of variable levels of support. Because as we go from let's go weekly, let's just demonstrate this real quickly. And we've done this before, but let's just do it right now in line with BTC where she's at. Level of support clearly indicated. 1, 2 pivots on the weekly. Going into the daily. Boom, boom. We have 2 levels of variation, right, outside of that specific line of support. Let's go in. There's 2. On the 4 hourly. Let's go into the 4 hourly as opposed to the daily. We have more. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 areas on the 4 hourly where we've operated below that level on the weekly. Okay, so and the bull flag notion becomes a bit complicated on that 4 hourly. You start to say, well, we've got room down here, right? And shout out to Luke. Luke, my man, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing, my man? Good to see you, Luke. Hey, yeah. Hello, Angel Freddy, VIP. Boom, Luke in the house. Nice to see you, brother. And yeah, Angel's in the back chilling. He's he's chilling out today. I need to know if you have any bear sightings. You got to update us, Luke. Let me put this here. Luke, do you have any bear sightings? we gotta ask you. Luke and I have fun on this. Do you have any bear sightings? And VIP, hope you're having a good week. Start to your weekend, Luke. Man, what a market, huh? It's nice. Hope that work's going well, family's going well, everything's going well. And let's see what we got on this discussion down in the 4 hourly. Luke, I'm going from the weekly to the daily to the 4 hourly down to the hourly, just showing the level of I'd say the lower threshold that we have in terms of the level of support that we're at. And that's really how I feel like we should be stating this, is that we're at a level of support. The daily is a little bit interesting right now. I'll just say interesting. Now, you'll see all this action underneath on the hourly. As we scope back here, just a lot of action underneath this line on the hourly. It just looks like, as we would classify it, it's just kind of like fake out central, right? It just is. But below here, we have that 50% retracement, which is acting like a magnet at times, providing great trade opportunities. So in that context, just wanted to go through that weekly. Very important for me to bring that to you and for us to discuss that. This line of support on the weekly is just huge. The bear flag on the daily is indicated, right? We cannot change that fact. It is indicated and it's complicated, right? I would say it's indicated and it's also complicated by some variable levels of support. Okay, so if we were to draw this straight across, yes, we have this cleanly and clearly indicated, and a breach there from down. Essentially, we set a candle underneath that. However, the pickup levels along the variable lines here could definitely come into play. You guys know that in that key, and I'll just say along with that variability there, and I flipped it earlier just so we could see. Let's see. We would not feel like we were completely in the clear here yet. Okay, if we're on a bull flag and we were looking at something like this, right? We still have a hurdle to get up and over, and then we have what would act as a level of resistance if we're on a short, right? We want the price to go down. This is inverted. We have that resistance level essentially where the buyers come in at the 50% retracement. So it's just not it's not a done deal, guys. We are not in free fall mode. We're not in free fall mode. Okay, in terms of 15, 18% down and everything fire sale. We're not there. So the Dow was we had a pretty hefty drop here. This was what was this, about 7-8%? Yeah, about 8%. That was a decent move. BTC seemed to handle it pretty well. And shout out to Sean. Sean, hope you're doing well in the back. And let's see what we got. So that's just where I'm at on BTC right now, guys. That's where I'm personally at on BTC. We talk about Luna. We talk about Kyber doing well. We talk about SHIB in the consolidation. We got USDT.D. We got I got 2 Luna charts. GMT, man. I want this thing to rifle up. One thing I'm going to just remind you on GMT, just remember how much price action it has had. It's over a 30x in a month and a half, guys. Over 30x. So to the extent that that price action is what the doctor ordered, even in this zone, this preceding macro, it had a lot of price action. 2-3 days, boom, it wants to pop up and provide some good price action. So to the extent, some of these moves are, 20, 30%? Yeah, 27%, etc. Just random throughout. So to the extent that you're looking for something to trade, I'm keeping GMT kind of on the map here intentionally, just because to the extent it wants to start really moving and has one of those days, then yeah. And in terms of this level, if buyers could step in here, it could get very interesting, and they continually have. They continually have. We don't have a flat bottom support, so we're not indicated with necessarily a descending triangle or anything like that. So we're going to pay attention, right? We're going to pay attention to something that has gone up 30x. It's just going to be on the map with VIP. It just is. It has been since early in GMT. It's been on the map with VIP. So a lot of VIP hold from much lower levels, extremely low levels. So congrats to VIP. We caught it early in the back. I'm excited that some of you guys were able to invest early on it. No one, let's see, no live ones yet, but I'm sure they'll be out there. They'll be out of their dens now. True. Bears out of the den. I like that, huh? Very good, huh? That's good. Bears. That's perfect. Let me put that out of their den. Let's see. I'm going to put that in here, out of their den. That's good. Good word, Luke. That's the truth, brother. I'm going to put that down there. That's cool. And so, troublesome feature like Doge, but is it troublesome with orders below? This is the deal, right? We look at it, like a real flat bottom support, right? It's just we want buyers to push up, right? We want them not to, we don't want the sellers to win this battle. We talk about bears out of their den. It's just like anytime we see a real flat support and, it's just like, come on, Doge. And it's just Doge has a habit of doing that. But, you're not going to, you talk about a 30x coin like GMT, a nice new crypto. looking at Doge, I mean, guys, Doge, you guys realize the overall return uh, characteristics of Doge? Like it went ballistically nuts. So to the extent that it's like everyone's going to be frustrated for a while now with it, that's okay, guys. We're going to make it, right? How many times did it 10x in 2020 to 21? Come on, huh? You know, it's I know everyone wants to put 5 zeros behind their investment, right? They want to put in $1,000 and add 5 zeros to it, but you know, it added a couple of them already, right? So maybe more than a couple, really, depending upon when you got in. Same with Sheeb. Same with Sheeb. We got to be patient with these, and you guys know as we continue to focus on technicals and just continue to be VIP, that good things happen. So it looks like we're getting a little bit into the red feature here. Metal is up again. I'm just paying attention to some that are up. Gala, I have featured here Gala because it's interesting. We're at that equivalent hit, aren't we? I know a lot of from a trading standpoint, it becomes interesting to look at this. It's like, this doesn't look bad, does it? And the pickup on Gala on into the candle wick, we're just about on that 786. Not bad. Not bad at all, guys. Almost at that 786 on Gala. Gala is the coin that Richard, I want to shout out to Richard. What do we got here? Boom. Look at this, guys. Richard with another one. Smoked it. 35%. What's up, Richard? He's booking positive trades. That's a big deal. It's a big deal. So Gala, about a 786. Metal cranking up a little bit. Kyber again. Luke, I was covering Kyber beforehand. Just awesome, huh? Continual drive. And that's what buyers do. It makes you wonder where the buyers are for the lot of the residual coins. That's a nice move up. That's like a bull feature. Look at this. Let's look and just say, that's 300%. And I say, it just reminds me of, I guess 300%. That's in line with go talk to Rune. Go talk to Rune. Lena, we talk about linear for a bit. So it's broken down. ZIL could be a little stronger right now. I mean, we like buyers to push back up and to formulate a consolidation, kind of somewhat like this in this area, right? Just this is a beautiful bull flag down here. Just nice comparatively to what we're looking at now. So ZIL, just some of the ones that VIP have told me that they are trading. Looking at FXS, potentially here, we'd like to see something in line with a pennant, right? Some sort of a symmetrical consolidation there, right? And always waiting with lower targets at lower levels. FXS gets really busy, right? When you look at the candle work on FXS, it gets busy. When it gets busy, and you have to be patient and engage in targeting at lower levels. I'll say that. So Gala, Kyber, linear, near. I'm looking at near, and near just kind of falling into this as well, kind of like Doge. Like, do you have to show us a bottom line flat support? Near has been highly technical. I'll tell you that. That's the one thing. If you look at something you don't like, and if it worries you, well, that may mean that what you're trading is technically oriented. That's a good thing, right? Maybe it has strong technicals to it. So to the extent that you don't like where the price is headed and it's telling you where it's headed, that's a good thing because you know where it's headed, right? So I just encourage you guys on that rationale. And yeah, this is where we picked up, and I did have that drawn for a reason. I always have to redraw it, but we picked up in this area in terms of focus on it in 2021. So it was a nice few trades there, right? Bam, 70%, 80%, 100%, relatively quickly in short order. So FXS, we'd like to see buyers pick up in the zone. Be nice. Need those buyers, and it's an indicated pattern. These are going to conform to pattern expectations or not. It's just real simple. We'll have technical pattern conformance or not. And if the coins fail, it's buy its support, sell it resistance, trade your patterns, and hit your targets. It's just real easy. And people who want the one-stop shop answer, they're at the wrong shop. I always tell people who just want to know if something's going up or down, those people are lazy. They want the simple one-direction, unidirectional answer that they know is wrong. You guys know this. They know it's wrong, at least a quarter of the time, right? Or maybe one quarter, maybe up to a little bit closer to half, depending upon, or more than that, depending upon who's giving the answer. They don't care. They want the easy, the lazy answer, because they don't want to have to think in terms of a strategy. They don't want to have to deploy a strategy. They just want to go. They don't even mind. They're lazy enough. They don't even mind it being wrong. They'll go back to the same wrong source just to accommodate their laziness in the market. You guys know this. People who just want to, just search those, spend 2 or 3 hours looking for the wrong answer that accommodates their laziness. It is a process. It's a sophisticated strategy that goes into the market. It's not a one-stop shop fits all. It's just not. I don't know that it has been, guys. In terms of the history of the market involvement and et cetera. Looking at April quickly. And that's just my real feeling on the matter. And some of it could be due to time constraints. Maybe people are so busy they really need to know, right? I just don't have time to, but they'll spend 3 hours looking for the wrong answer or inundating themselves with the wrong answer. You guys know this. Ape recovering back through top line resistance. Caught a lot of shorts. I guess the market caught a lot of shorts here after this, and shout out to Sean because he wanted a short at the top. I'm like, yeah, well, you should initiate here. Technically, you should, but look at it just bounce back. I don't think he shorted, but I didn't recommend a short here either. I don't know. Ape has been a little bit wild. Also on the daily, it did have this counter indicated from the 4-hourly. Just to look at it, guys. It is a crypto phenomenon with the Bored Ape Yacht Club. So looking at this framework here, right, from the daily symmetrical triangulation, to the extent that that includes a run-up feature, could be like a bull pennant with some additional framework action above. So that's a contraindication from the daily to 4-hourly. Just a complication. Just talk about risk. It just is risk, and you guys know anytime I say someone would be lazy or something like that, I'm not talking about you, but it's just it's just funny. People just want just the one answer. That's I'm looking for my information free on YouTube, and I just want the one answer I'm looking for. Thank you. It's like while they're doing their research, like, do what? It's just funny, man. I mean, you have to understand. It just becomes funny. People are doing their research on YouTube. Whoa, man. If I could crawl into your portfolio, man, that'd be awesome. It's just awful, like people doing research on YouTube for their portfolio. You don't need to do that, man. You really don't need to do that. So looking at, I traded Ant a few times. Was it Aragon? I just did. It was another coin that moved yesterday, and I missed the move. It popped up nicely. It was in the top movers, and that's fine. I hit a short real quickly. Loop ring. Let's hit it. Loop ring real quickly. Just look at patterns. Guys, when you see these patterns, you'll notice them. You may see the same pattern tomorrow on Bitcoin. Believe it or not, you may see the same pattern tomorrow on Bitcoin. Yeah, LRC did not need to do that. Really did not need to do that in terms of a flat top and an ascending line of support. Would have been very nice. It's an interesting pattern, guys. From this top line resistance, just note the pattern framework. Work with the technicals real quickly here. It would have been nice to have a hit at support. This curl in feature would count. We don't count. It'd be nice to have support resistance, right? 2 preceding hits, another line, another hit at support would have been nice. It would have been nice before launch. We did have a variable line on the candle wicks, but, I was looking at that. That was an interesting play. From the bull flag that was indicated here, you guys in the back may have made some cash on this. If you picked up at that bull flag, I let you guys know about this one earlier on. Okay, in the back, signals, etc. Just charts. We'll look at charts, guys. Got to look at those charts. In terms of that potential play out, that's fine. We'll see. We've still maintained it. Here we go. Now we have the variation on the 30-minute and above. We have a potential for the preserved ascending triangle. Always looking for the flat top in the market. Always looking for the presence of buyers. What are the buyers buying? And not what we read on some Google alert we can't get rid of from some watcher weirdo. I don't know, guys. Sometimes the Google alerts come at me. I'm like, I didn't sign up for this stuff, So Ample. Let's see, Ample. What's Ample doing? What else we got? Ocean didn't do poorly, right? Didn't. It really didn't. It for a moment, it performed well. On the overall, it is not. It's not demonstrating much beyond that. If you really like the coin, you really want to trade and focus on it. Most of these are like that, guys. They're not big banging coins. They're just, I look at them for patterns. I really do. Trade opportunities in terms of brief. If they brief trade opportunities in terms of why I look at these coins. I just do. It's just why I'm in the market. I look at all. That's how I find like FXS. That's how I find like Axie Infinity. That's how I find X, Y, or Z guys, Matic at a relatively low price. It's how we find stuff. It's part of 2022 to the extent that we want to continue to get part of those. What would I say? Just be a part of that price action on some of those really introductory coins. Is huge. So USDT.D has some complications on the lower time frames. On the higher time frames, it's looking healthy, right? You guys remember that categorization that I had stated of a few nights ago? USDT is looking healthy. It's still looking healthy. I'll just tell you that. In terms of up, down, and different, it's just looking healthy, guys. In terms of BTC, I'll let you guys know. 50 is sweet, man. That 50 is sweet. That's a nice retracement level, isn't it? That's a nice retracement level, guys. That's pretty cool, huh? That's been hit a few times for some good cash. Let's see what else we got. Anything else? We hit that weekly. I like that weekly. It's a nice weekly level of support thus far. We got that sweet 50 underneath it. Huh? So, what are we going to say? Anything else we got to cover? I want to go in the back and maybe we'll trade some, see what we got to do. Oh, I'm batting 1,000 today. I hope you guys are too in terms of your overall trades. I love in the back when you guys share with me your trades. If you guys are not trading, there's Richard, 35%. As you would look at these, they're just, we have them. Boom, 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 boom. And it just, here it is. Hey, there's Angel's Watch. But just easy ones, 20, 20. These were today, 18, 25, 70, 48. Just percent gains. Those are just some that popped up off my phone that I share with VIP. But those are just, we like to hit them back to back to back to back, just booking positive trades, developing that skill set to where you, at a time of your choosing, can sit down with the market, not 24/7. You can sit down with the time that you have allotted, the hour, the 2 hours, whatever it may be, and you can trade. If it's 3 hours, fine. But not the 24/7, 365, all day, all night long. Right? So we're looking forward to helping you advance that agenda of yours, because I know it's on everyone who is into crypto, wants to develop that skill more so. I think even if you're at an institutional like investment banking firm, you want to further refine your efficiency in the market. It's just a nice skill to have. So part of that is our interaction in the back. And I will head back there now and just, maybe we'll trade some, guys. Yeah, USDT.D looking healthy. Looking healthy, guys. We'll talk to you soon. This is London. I'll be in the back for VIP. Angel, I'll be on my cell phone. And Freddie, thanks for shouting out. Also, Luke, VIP. Got to say hi to both these guys because they're up front and center. So we got to shout out to them big time. Let's see, Luke. Let's see what Luke's got. Boom. Just what's up, Luke? Man, what's up, bro? Hope you're doing well. Beautiful family as always. Luke, just killing it in the market. I like to see the charts. I know you're staying plugged in even when it's not easy. And he's just VIP, guys. He is what VIP is, and he's just awesome. We love having you, Luke. In terms of Freddie, the man with the plan. And he's just the baller. He knows what he wants. He's gonna get it. Is it Bentley right there? I don't know what that is. I think he's rolling in the Bentley. So that's nice. That's nice, Freddie. That's nice. Don't go too heavy on the flash, Freddie. That's you're gonna have people thinking the VIP is really something. You got to be careful. So we got the Lambo at the bottom here, but on the station. But I like that Bentley is a sweet ride, huh? So nice ride, drop top Bentley in the house. And you guys are good friends. I appreciate having you guys around. It's fun with VIP. Let's go get some trades, and we'll work on pattern identification, target placement, etc. You guys let me know. Just easy stuff. Buy it, support. You guys know if you're booking your trades, especially on leverage, sometimes if you just buy it, support, it works, right? I know you guys are seeing that as that's kind of an idea, huh? Is buy it, support, sell it, resistance, trade your patterns, and hit your targets. So, guys, this is London. Hope you guys having a good start to your week.